Hello YouTube, another update for Hail the King, Chapter 4, Barbarian Fae. Why am I here? What happened? The recent events left confused Fae even more. The only thing he knew for sure was that he had magically appeared in this Diablo-esque world after that mysterious cold voice read off some familiar loading screen lingo. Looking around, Fae saw that he had become a barbarian, which Fae recognized was one of the game characters. The rusty hand axe appeared in his right hand, and a battered junk-like buckler was in his left. It didn't take long for Fae to subconsciously understand that his status in the game. The next second, a high-tech-like screen popped up in front of him out of nowhere, just like those in the Iron Man's mansion. These are my attributes in the game. Attributes are shown on the screen. Fae saw his name on top of the screen. What the heck? I just became the king, and now I'm in a game world? And a barbarian? No! At least let me be a classer like a wizard or a crusader. At this moment, an armored man in blue rushed over. Greetings, stranger. I'm not surprised to see your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way since the recent troubles began. No doubt you've heard about the tragedy that befell the town of Tristram. Some say that Diablo, the Lord of Terror, walks the world again. The man just went on and on with his dialogue. Faye's jaw dropped. As one of the original fans of Diablo, Faye could immediately see that this man was Wariv, an NPC, non-playable character, from the Rogue Encampment. By the way he dressed and his dialogue lines. Every time a new player spawns, this dude would run to the player with a big golden question mark over his head. Faye observed him while listening to his lines. Neither his movement nor his facial expressions felt like an NPC. If Faye didn't recognize this man, he would have thought that Wariv was a real person. Even the heat that he exhaled while speaking turned into a white fog in this cold air. Faye even felt the moist sensation from it. I'm not sure if this NPCs in this world have any intelligence. After Wariv finished his long speech, Faye purposely asked a few questions. Hey, what's your mother's maiden name? What street did you grow up on? However, Wariv didn't bother answering him. He just walked away after he finished. He still left Faye clueless. After thinking for a while, Faye decided to go find another person, Priestess Akira. From his gaming memory, if you remember correctly, the first ever quest in Diablo's first map, Rogue Encampment, was from her, a high priestess from the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye. On top of that, she was also the leader of the Rogue Encampment, so Faye had to find her if he wants to know what was going on. The streets were quiet and lifeless. Faye passed through a few tents and fences and finally spotted the Priestess Akira's tent behind a wooden cage wagon. There were lots of weird-shaped bottles and jars surrounding the tent. Faye was quite far away, and he could already smell the strange odors coming from them. Akira, who was wearing a purple nun robe, was standing in front of the tent. Faye walked over, and a golden question mark appeared above Akira's head. I am Akira, High Priestess of the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye. I welcome you, traveler. Akira started to introduce herself, the same in the original game. As expected, after the conversation, she gave Faye a quest. The Den of Evil. Kill all the evil creatures in the evil cave at Bloodmoor. Just outside the Rogue Encampment. It's exactly as Faye remembered. A red button was projected on the left side of Faye's vision. He pressed the button, and a detailed description came up. It looked like there weren't any other choice, so he accepted the quest. Faye tried to organize his words to appear more sophisticated. Honorable Akira, may I know more information about this place? He wanted to know if any of the NPCs had any intelligence, and he hoped that he could get some clues about why he appeared in this world. Young traveler, you have to complete your first quest before you can know more. Akira's answer surprised Faye. This is not something that was scripted in the original game. That showed that in this world the NPCs had some freedom, and that they aren't some rigid pre-programmed code. Faye wanted to ask more, but Akira turned around and went into her tent. He tried to follow her, but was blocked by a mysterious force and couldn't get within 1 meter of the entrance. Looks like I have to complete the first quest. After failing to get any answers from a couple of other NPCs in the Rogue Encampment, Faye walked out the gate that was guarded by a female rogue, and stepped into the dangerous Bloodmoor, where a ton of monsters were lurking around. Warning, Gamer Faye, you have entered Bloodmoor. Killing monsters will grant you unexpected surprises, but if you fail your quest, you will receive some mysterious penalties," said a mysterious voice before laughing like a maniac. Faye recognized it as the voice that appeared in his mind earlier. It went by so fast that Faye only heard the first couple sentences. The laughter was filled with gloat. However, compared with the cold machine-like tone before, it's definitely more human-like this time. After 3 hours, ka-cha! Faye chopped the 20th quill rat with his axe. A white beam of light came down from the sky and embraced Faye. Level up! This is not the first time that it happened, and Faye was expecting it. It's very comfortable in the light. Faye felt like moaning. All of the bloody wounds from the fighting the monsters closed and healed within 3 seconds. After 4 or 5 seconds, the light disappeared. 2 dark red buttons appeared in front of Faye. The one on the left was the labeled New Attribute Points, and the one on the right read New Skill Points. These are the rewards each time after leveling up. Faye first opened up the New Attribute Points menu. Every time after leveling up, there would be 5 points for Faye to improve his physique. He distributed 3 points to strength and 2 points to vitality. Without thinking, those were the primary attributes of a barbarian. He then opened up new skill points and distributed 1 point he got from leveling up to weapon mastery. Faye is now a level 5 barbarian. All the 25 attribute points were distributed to strength and vitality. Out of the 5 skill points, 3 were distributed to weapons mastery and 2 to the Warcry Howl, or Warcry skill Howl. The reason he did it because this is the real world. As a player, Faye gets injured and wounded from the fight from the monsters. He doesn't just lose health. He felt 100% of the pain as well. What is worth mentioning is that everything in this world is real. Even the monsters. They are not programs nor codes. Their screams, spewing blood, and chopped up bodies were irritating Faye's nerves every second. And that's the end of the chapter, folks. Be sure to like and subscribe, and more importantly, have fun reading and listening to these stories. If you'd like any of your favorite web novels or fan fiction turned into an audiobook, just let us know in the comment section below. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.